Sleep is a hazy oasis on the far side of a desert of worry. You know exactly what this illithid parasite will do to you. Within 7 days, you'll become a mind flayer. But what about the bomb in your chest? Ceramorphosis is likely to destabilize it. What then? You imagine the explosion. Thousands will die. You have to stop it. Ceramorphosis and the orb itself. You try to think of something else, but it's no good. You imagine the explosion. Thousands will die. You have to stop it. Ceramorphosis and the orb itself. She was furious when she realized what you'd done. Seeking control, trying to prove yourself her equal. You were in love with her. Now you're a danger to everyone you know. Your mistakes have been huge, the consequences memorable. But you won't let anyone die. You can't. You'll need to drain magical energy from a powerful artifact soon. As you contemplate your hubris, your eyelids grow heavier and heavier.
Excuse me, Mr. Decarios. Mr. Decarios, yoo-hoo! Destiny is at your door. Won't you at least twitch the curtain? Well, it isn't the mother of all magic, lucky for you. You look terrible. Are you eating? I know. I'm looking exceptionally well. You, on the other hand, how the tidy have fallen. Are you eating? And I decided we'll not. And a good thing, too. You look like you haven't had a good meal in days. I have my doubts. But first things first. That's it. No one manages the nuances quite like you. I won't be teased, heckled, pestered, or vexed, Mr. Decarios. Not before I've had my due. That's it. No one manages the nuances quite like you. No matter, Mr. Decarios, Tara's here now, and she'll sort you out. But first, my payment. That's it. No one manages the nuances quite like you. Making sure you keep on the straight and narrow, as is my task in this weary life. I looked away for a moment just once, and look where it got us. You, a living doomsday device. The shame!
Nestled amongst your books and papers, Tara bore witness to your greatest triumphs and your greatest failure. You made yourself a walking cataclysm. The annihilation brewing within you just about held at bay by your constant consumption of magical objects. Tara saw it all, but never left your side.
Speaking of which, I brought you something for your tummy troubles.
A ring coursing with magic. The Nethery's orb within you shudders, longing to consume, to devour. It must be satisfied.
We have a great deal of catching up to do. Eat that, have a wash, and for the love of all that's dear, a shave. Then you can fill me in on what I've missed. And you, of course. The tower just isn't the same without you stomping about in the background. So here I am, come to reinsert myself. After all, remember what happened last time I let you out of sight? Of course you do. You're still paying the price with that ticking time bomb in your gullet. The indignity. Wizards ask questions, they don't issue imperatives. You ought to know that by now, Mr. Dekarios. But I suppose your case is worse than I thought. All the more reason for me to stay and keep an eye on things. We wouldn't want you to make another apocalyptic mistake, would we? Of course, Mr. Dekarios. What else are friends for? All the more reason I ought to be looking after you. Anyway, incidentally, I was getting very bored without my friend. Handy little spell I've been working on. Tara's cat flap of displacement. I haven't worked out all the kinks, but I'm starting to be able to find my way around. It is terribly good to see you, Mr. Dekarios. Now eat up. If you explode and kill us all, I'll be furious. I don't take orders from my masseuse. Eat up now, and chat soon. Oh, goodness. That thing on your face is even worse than I remember. Mr. Dekarios, if you have to ask, there's no hope for you at all. Please tell me you've at least made inroads when it comes to finding someone to settle down with. Myself and Mrs. Dekarios are starting to think you intend to die alone. Naturally. After you abandoned her, there was only me left to keep her company. She's very good company, though. The stories we've traded over toast and tea. You're a highly entertaining source of speculation. But speculation only goes so far. Tell me, Mr. Dekarios, how have you been? Whatever do you mean? I assure you I do. Oh, well, that is... How long do you have? Days? Mistra preserve us. Mr. Dekarios, Gale, you are the finest mind, the finest wizard I have ever had the pleasure to know. If anyone can beat this thing, it is you. Well, I won't lie, this is a terrible problem. But do you know who is a dab hand at solving terrible problems? Brilliant wizards. When you tried to control the weave, when it all went, pardon my language, belly up, I was terrified, scared you'd be hurt. Scared Mistra would punish you for your transgression. But do you know what never crossed my mind? That you wouldn't figure a way out of it. My clever friend never leaves a knot knotted. This parasite is one more knot, so get to tugging threads. And, Mr. Dekarios, please, the beard. I'd cut it down myself if I could hold a razor. Doing what exactly? Last I checked, that orb is still pulsating inside you, vulgar as ever. Start at the top, then. Indeed. It took me a good long while to find just the one. And an even longer while figuring out how to transport it here. So, what's your plan? Why this region? What in particular are you looking for? Unfortunately. That is, you must tell me every detail, Mr. Dekarios. About many things, actually. You left the tower in such a hurry, and you didn't leave an address. I will not be dismissed. Tell me, Gale, what's going on? Lout!